All right, we are live. A little bit late here, 7:40, but gross game, so I'm not overly go live anyway. But quick review of our picks. I will show them right now, just so you guys can see what we had going. So far, not off to a hot start on the new seg as far as like accuracy is concerned. It's fun doing them, but accuracy wise, we're not off to a hot start.
I love if Jeff Wilson didn't get hurt.
Lock twice in a row, so you're 2-0 on the locks, which is good.
That's Spicy's.
Oh, that was. Oh yeah, right. That was Spicy's. Yeah.
Mine was Seahawks -4. They were up late in the game and completely fucking through. So thanks.
Both
Seattle.
of mine have. Both the teams have won. The Chiefs and the Chargers won the game, but neither of them covered the spread. The Chargers only won by 1, and I think the Chiefs won by 3 or something the week before. Jets and Falcons money lines both torch for me. You saw the Steelers money line tonight. Metcalf had 20 PPR points on the nose, so I barely hit my going nuts pick there, which is nice. So
and
could be
was
worse.
I
suppose we could have missed everything this week, but
that one was 1 or 2.
That was 1. Yeah, that was DK. That was an easy matchup for him. I actually debated doing Garrett Wilson though, which I'm a little pissed about because I think I maybe you guys would have given me a 3-pointer for that. I don't know. I think I deserve a 3-pointer if Garrett Wilson if I had predicted that.
I agreed.
Loser who put these teams on Monday Night Football. Yeah, I mean you cheer for one of them, and yes, I'm a fan of one of those teams.
Side note: that exact team that he's cheering for playing tonight also gets Sunday Night Football against Dallas next week, so that'll be gross as fuck.
Also, wait, is it Pittsburgh or is it Indianapolis?
Indianapolis.
Okay,
Indianapolis versus the Cowboys.
Unfortunately, Brock, I don't think you're going to get Caleb Williams because I think your front office recognizes they have to fix the quarterback position this year. I don't think they're going to be like, oh, we're just going to roll with Matt Ryan or Sam Ellinger or whoever, maybe some free agent quarterback or something like that. I think whoever gets Caleb Williams is probably going to go into the season with what we thought the Seahawks were going to be this year, where it's a cast off like a Geno Smith type, but actually not good. And then they get Caleb Williams that way.
So the Panthers, once they miss out on a top 2 pick, right?
Yeah, could be. If the Panthers get screwed that way, I don't know, man. If I was Washington, I think that would be a good team. You go into next season, you see what Sam Howell's got.
I think their defense is too good. I don't think they can get the first pick. I think their defense is too good. Yeah. Unless they wanted to trade up.
I think whatever team gets Caleb Williams is going to have a combination of bad quarterback play, probably bad coaching as well, and a lot of injuries or something on offense and defense.
I want to ask you, and of course the chat. I mean,
the Rams could get them.
I want to ask you, and of course the chat. They can bring in their answers on this as well. But I know Sean Payton brought up the idea because we're getting some really, really good quarterback prospects expected to come in within the next couple of years. Specifically, Caleb Williams, Drake May, potentially a couple in 2025. You know what I mean, right? They brought up the idea of an NFL lottery system because we expect once we have this highly heralded quarterback prospects, these teams have no incentive to win games. They know if they're peaking, they're getting 6 or 7 wins on a season. So maybe we see more tanking than usual. Again, we haven't really seen a sincere case. I mean, the Bucks tanked in 2014 for Jameis as well. Last game of the season.
We didn't tank, but we purposely lost that last game.
Yeah.
That last game, we 100% purposely lost that.
So again, I'm kind of central on this. I don't have a hard opinion either way, but it would be interesting to see. Cause imagine for example,
I think lotteries are stupid. I think the worst team should get the best pick.
Fair. The reason why I was saying that, imagine for example, next year, Brady retired for you guys and then you just luck into the fucking 10th best.
Oh dude, I hope that happens. I hope next year we luck into Caleb Williams because, Brady retires. We have a bunch of injuries on defense that year or something, and then we just luck into Caleb Williams. I don't think we're going to get quite that lucky. I think the Bucs are more likely to address their quarterback position this year, and I think veteran is the route that they would go, which I'm not a huge fan of. My dream scenario, this is what I want to happen: is these rumors about Tom Brady wanting to go to the 49ers are true, and we get Trey Lance in exchange for Tom Brady. That's my dream scenario.
What was I going to say? Talking about it, I think Derek Carr could be a Buccaneer. That would be.
I don't want him to be a Buccaneer.
That'd be a decent.
I think the Jets would go after Carr harder than us, though.
Why do I feel like the Jets are going to get Jimmy G? Also, how hilarious would be
if Mike White continues to play well? Why isn't he your Week 1 starter next year?
Yeah, no, that's fair. But imagine the 49ers. They sign on fucking Jimmy G next year if Brady retires, and Jimmy G replaces Brady 2 times.
You mean the Bucs?
Yeah. Besides with the Bucks. Sorry, my apology.
Yeah, I don't want Jimmy G. No.
I know.
I would rather.
I know you don't.
I mean, Jimmy G's kind of injury prone, so maybe he gets injured and then we get Caleb Williams or something. I don't know. Jimmy G's too good of a quarterback for us to get Caleb Williams. If they wanted Caleb Williams, they should be like, oh, we should see what we have in Kyle Trask. That's the perfect quarterback to get you Caleb Williams.
Also, I got to address this because, I mean, you're wearing yellow. I'm wearing blue. Everybody who's watching on Saturday knows the outcome by now. Go fucking blue, baby. Fuck Blue Ohio. That's how we roll.
Yeah, Michigan won. Love to see it. In my upset predictions, I got the Panthers and Jaguars right that they were going to win. So my underdog pick of the week was between the Falcons and the Jaguars, and I'm mad at myself for not picking the Jags because I literally was going to do it. I was like, I thought about the Jags there, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go Falcons. I should have went with the Jags, man.
You know what's funny about that is I picked the Steelers money line because I was kind of looking at like betting trends, and they had like by far the highest money line trend compared to every one of the other underdog teams. So I'm like, okay, I'll take them. But when I was about to, man, I was literally going to pick the Jaguars money line against the
Panthers was also kind of interesting too, just knowing that. I mean, Darnold kind of was a spark to the team last year when he first started, and the Broncos were just a complete dumpster fire too, so that helps. With that, I'm glad I started Jacobs over Metcalf. I scored 180 fantasy points. Wow, I mean, it's not like Metcalf did bad either, though. Quiddy Pay isn't playing tonight. Oh, geez. 20-17 game that would hit the under on this game, which is the bet that I made, is that this game is hitting the under.
Yep, I agree with that.
Hope you're right, Gordo. Tank
season.
Also bold to think the Colts scored 17 points. Josh fucking Jacobs. Oh, so in my home league, we have a legit situation now. So there's 4 teams that are like clear above the pack right now. There's 2 10-2 teams. I just upset one of them. So he was actually 10-1 heading into the week, and now he's 10-2. So there's 2 10-2 teams. There's 2 teams that will be, I believe, 7-5 after this week, but they have like a ton of points for. So they're just like clearly better teams than the rest of us. And then there's like 4 or 5 teams that are either going to be 5-7 or 6-6.
Are you one of them?
I'm one of them. Yeah, I'm going to be 5-7, but I have the most points for of any of them, including the 6-6 teams. And I have one of the 2 teams that I play to end the season are one of the other 5-7 teams, and then the other 5-7 team. So like I play some teams that are going to be playing for a playoff spot, but there's 2 playoff spots between. I think it's going to be 5 teams or 4 teams that are going to be 5-7 or 6-6. But it's going to be interesting because I don't know. I just find it fun. My team is like actually capable of like making some noise in the playoffs because I traded for guys like Debo and Garrett Wilson and DeAndre Swift, who have good like playoff schedules if things break right for them. So I'm probably not going to win. Like Arnold's team and like a couple other guys' teams they're too good. Like they're just much better than our teams. But it's interesting that I can still make the playoffs after how bad my season's been.
Speaking of winning a championship, what about when I win the Patreon League?
I don't know, man. My team's pretty good in that league, too.
My team's got like 150 more points than everybody but Brian Harris right now.
Yeah. My team's starting to scale, though, because I got like Rashad White's. I was running like a full-fledged 0 RB for a while. Rashad White's looking like he's going to actually be a every week starter for me. Cordero Patterson's fine, I guess, too. And I have other guys, too.
For your case, you have Raheem Mostert, and if Jeff Wilson's out for a little bit, that helps you.
Right. And, dude, I just have such a good wide receiver core that it doesn't even... Like, I have A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, Chris Godwin, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Lockett as my top 5 wide receivers. Like, they just are PPR machines, all of them. So, they literally every single one of those guys had, like, 20 points this week.
Yeah, damn. All right, let's go.
Zach Wilson done in New York.
Maybe at this rate, honestly.
I don't know. So when Saleh benched him, they said that they want to get him back on the field at some point this year. I don't know if that was just coach speak. There's no way you pull Mike White unless he's playing poorly, right? No, so if Mike White plays well the rest of the season, then there's no reason Zach Wilson's going back in.
The way I view this, right, from Saleh's perspective, there's no downside risk to saying that like we're going to get Zach back in when he's healthy because that makes, Zach Wilson's morale for the whole part happy. He's not going to like cause a fit. He's not going to cause kind of has that little bit of arrogance to him. I've kind of noticed. And like that would keep him at check. On the same time, from Mike White's perspective, it's like, damn, like if he's not, claiming me the starter yet, I just got to keep going out and keep motivating myself. Right. So at the same time, like that's kind of how I view it, where Mike White, now you got extra motivation, go play well. You got to earn that respect. You got to earn that job. And from Zach Wilson's perspective, like, again, it's not going to be an Elijah Moore situation from early in the year.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, maybe I'm stupid here, but I wouldn't mind taking a shot on Zach Wilson for the Bucks, future quarterback if Brady retires this
Uh,
year. He's the type of guy that's either going to work out for us or lead us to Caleb Williams. So
with your guys' offensive line, that might be
our
ugly.
offensive line will be good next year, and our
Interior
offensive
wise,
line is still better than the Jets now.
fair. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
yeah.
Like Hainsey's a young player. Gadecki's a young player. They'll start to get better, and Leverett, who we have starting at left guard right now, he'll get better. And Jensen's under contract for 2 more years. So like our offensive line will definitely be better than anything Zach Wilson had in New York. At
Yeah,
least
that's fair.
maybe on paper when we came into the year, it looked like his offensive line might have been good, but then they had a bunch of injuries and stuff. So
Zach Wilson is kind of what scares me about McCarthy a little bit. When I watch him, I know that's completely out of left field.
how did
talking
you
about
make that
Michigan.
about the Cowboys?
No, McCarthy.
Oh,
JJ.
JJ. I thought
JJ
you
McCarthy.
somehow we're talking about Mike McCarthy out of that.
No. JJ McCarthy, in the sense that like he's really good out of structure. JJ, he's got a rocket arm. He's very mobile. Like he's like a 4-4 type of athlete at quarterback. He's a really, really good athlete. The problem with him sometimes is playing in structure, playing with pressure in his face. If he can't escape the pocket, he does kind of float his deep balls deep. He's not accurate in the deep portion. But I mean, from what I saw from Ohio,
that problem in college.
When he faced pressure.
Yeah, when he faced pressure, he was still. But I remember
he was one of the worst
the
pressure
metrics
quarterbacks.
for my spreadsheets. He was still better against pressure than Trevor Lawrence and Trey Lance and Mac Jones.
The level of competition
better against pressure deep was Justin Fields.
Level of pressure or level competition did play in there, to be fair.
But, yeah, of course, but like still, it's. I don't know. Zach, like if Zach were to go to a new team, he needs to go to a team with a more simplified offense. I think we all expected the 49ers scheme to be a great fit for him, and it was, in hypothetical sense, but I guess mentally he might not be there yet. So like the Bucks offense is a lot more simplified than the 49ers.
Well, I don't exactly know how much simpler the offense could be, because I mean Mike White wasn't going out there making crazy 3-4 read progressions on a
right, but I guess it's the lingo and the jargon of the offense that I guess he had a problem with. And I don't know if you saw the reports that they like tried to really dumb it down and simplify it for him, but yeah, I don't know. It's an issue for sure. Anyways, we can move off Zach Wilson talk here. Washington covered, so I went 1 for 3. Yes, sir. Yeah, Wilson's just a miss. I still think the dude has talent, man. Like I don't want to say he's a miss. If it's above the shoulders, that's why he's missing.
Sam Darnold has talent too.
Yeah, of course. But like, I don't know, man. It's wild. He's either doesn't work hard, or apparently apparently Rappaport said this. It's not that he doesn't work hard. He's like in the building early and shit. It's that, he might not have the most refined work habits and he doesn't know what he's studying and stuff like that. So I don't know. Not a great situation. Josh Himothy Jacobs. Yes, sir.
Attaboy.
CMC absolutely destroyed me with some same with Jeff Wilson, Josh Jacobs I played against. Yeah,
I'm not worried about CMC at all. It did come out after the game that he was experiencing knee irritation. I know there was a certain point, end of the second half, where he was losing those 2-minute drill, losing those receiving snaps, and people were like, well, what the fuck? Like, it's CMC. How is he losing that? Kyle Shanahan's a rational coach. He realized, like, oh, I have this star player. I'm going to win my division. Why am I playing CMC when he's clearly hobbled, when his knee is clearly not right, against a crappy New Orleans team that I'm up fucking 7-10 or whatever it was at that time. Like, I think it was 7 or 10-0. And he's just like, fuck it. Like, our defense is not going to give up points against this team. Let's rest Christian McCaffrey. Came out after the game, obviously, knee irritation, day to day. I think he's going to be fine. If anything, you should be more positive on CMC, because the one main crux, if you will, of his workload is out for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. With Elijah Mitchell out, that definitely opens up some things for him. 12-man PPR redraft: Allen Chubb, Jamal Williams, Diggs, CD Hawk, Rashad White, bench, Juju, etc. Trying to do a league-winning trade. Who do I trade for? I mean, you still have your trade deadline open, which is odd to me. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Your team looks pretty stacked to me. Like,
I mean, there's no real like evident sell high guys on that team. Like maybe Hawkinson if you want to upgrade. Maybe you can do Hawk for Kittle right now. Like that's the only thing I can see.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah. I mean, maybe Jamal Williams is a bit of a sell high. Just given that Swift is starting to work himself back a little bit. Maybe you'd be able to package Jamal Williams and Juju and go after like, I don't know, somebody better than that. I'm somebody in that range.
I mean, like, do you think it's plausible? And actually, it's probably not plausible. Never mind.
I was gonna say like Etienne or Walker.
Well, I don't think you're gonna get that, but
that kind of guy though.
I was gonna say AJ Brown, but I don't even think that's realistic.
Yeah. Anyways, you could fool around with it. I would say just look at schedules and stuff. What are you looking to get from Godwin, a 12-man super flex? Been offered a late first, 109 to 112. I think that's about his market value.
I'd take Smith.
But I
in
would
the
rather
two.
have Smith in the late second.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Smith and
give
Godwin are
me
the same tier, and you get a younger player, and you're getting an
yes.
asset
I
on top.
actually would
Yeah,
prefer Smith straight up. So
yeah,
I'll take Smith there. And the late second is going to be a decent, dart throw type of running back or something.
yep.
Um, Happy Monday Night Football, boys. Should I drop Pacheco or
Latavius.
Latavius Murray for Treylon Burks? Yeah, I would drop Latavius
Yeah.
probably. It's tough because Latavius got a big workload, but Mike Boone's also coming back off of IR this week. And Pacheco just had Melvin Gordon signed to the Chiefs. I'm not sure how much that's going to make an impact, but he's probably going to take away some early down work, I'd imagine. Either way, I would rather have Burks than both of these guys, so I'm cool with whatever one you decide, but I probably would go Latavius as well.
Like if this is your RB2-3 and you want to keep Latavius because you don't have another option, like maybe you just have straight
The
upside
upside play is
handcuffs.
to hold
Sure.
Pacheco because he plays for the Chiefs. You got like literally the best offenses in the league versus the worst offense in the league right now. So
yeah, like exactly. If you have like a running back core, let's say CMC, Latavius Murray, Isaiah Pacheco, and like handcuff types like Madison and I don't know, not Rachaad White because obviously he's got a big role now, but guys like that upside handcuffs, then I don't mind holding Latavius because you still have the upside on your bench. But if you have, I don't even know what's like a boring RB2. Like who's the most boring RB2 you can think of right now?
Dave Montgomery.
Yeah, if you have like David Montgomery,
he's not really boring. He's got a good schedule, so he's not as bad. But I was gonna say Miles Sanders, but he actually has like a lot of upside now. Apparently, I guess that's where we're at with Miles Sanders.
Yeah, like because I mean, like obviously you're keeping Tony Pollard, shit like that, but like those guys in that like RB18 to RB25 area, like if you have one of those guys in like a top dog, then I wouldn't mind dropping Latavius.
Deontay Foreman's a boring RB2. There we go.
Someone like that, sure.
It was the Bears, so we lost a chance to see if Wilson could do something against a bad team. That's the annoying part, man. Like I know it's not shredded to start games, but like they really did let him like go through the murderer's row of playing like the Broncos, Bills, Patriots twice, like a bunch of really bad, really tough defenses. And then they're like, oh yeah, okay, now we've had enough of you. Like once we get to the easy part of the schedule, he probably still wouldn't have been that good. He definitely would have put up 30 points like Mike White did, but I'm sure he wouldn't have been the reason they lost the game like he was against the Patriots both times that they played. Trying to package CD and Jamal Williams for someone to get Justin Jefferson.
I don't mind giving CD and Jamal for Justin.
Yeah, that's not a bad move there.
Yeah.
Have Harris and Muth going up against JT up 4. Do I win? Yeah, I think you should be okay there. Harris without Jalen Warren got like 90% of the snaps last week. So I think he's probably a safe bet for like 15 points. And he was Freiermuth has been like a 6 to 10 target tight end. So
like he was a pure workhorse. If you were to like make a spread of Harris versus JT this week, you'd probably say that, JT would probably have a -5 on him. So, like, I think Muth is going to make up that difference. So, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Especially if that's PPR, because Najee gets a lot of receiving.
I think Richardson's going to go back to school. That's just my opinion. I don't know if it's true or not, or if it's going to happen or not. I hope he comes out because that makes the class better. And I know teams will talk themselves into the tools. But I think if he comes out, he won't be a first-round pick, which is why I think he should go back to school. So that's basically my rationale. If he goes to the committee and they're like, yeah, you're going to get drafted in the first round, then he should absolutely come out. Like from a, from his own like future standpoint, he should just come out if he's going to get first round capital. But I think they're going to tell him you're going to be a day 2 pick and he's going to go back.
Speaking of players that should have came out this year, I don't know why the heck Olu Fashanu went back to school.
Also, I don't know why Zach Charbonnet didn't come out last year because he looks unbelievable.
Yeah, no, agreed. He would have probably been the RB3 if he came out last year, honestly.
Yeah. He definitely would have been the RB3.
Speaking of though, like Olu Fashanu, right? He's basically a top 10 pick almost every single site you would have saw. And arguably the number 1 offensive tackle in the class. And
what
like 20
Northwestern?
Penn State. Really, really good player, really, really athletic. He's like Tyron Smith as a prospect in the sense that he's young, he's athletic, he's got the traits. And he's going back to school. And I'm just like, dude, like you have a top 10 level pick bag waiting for you if you just commit. Just go to the NFL, man. Like I get it if you were nursing an injury, sure. Do you want to go back to school? You want to rebuild your stocks? Sure. But you already are facing top 10 level draft capital. Like just go get out of school.
I know.
Go get the bag.
If any prospect gets told that they're gonna be a first round pick, even if they think they should go higher than like the end of the first round, then they should absolutely come out for the draft. Like there's no, like you have so much to lose and not that much to gain if you're already getting first round projection. 12-man full PPR. Should I stay with what I got or try for a trade? Hurts CMC, Taylor, D-Hop, CeeDee Lamb. Dude, I don't even want to answer this question.
I mean, can you go after someone that's not named Taysom Hill?
Yeah, he has Goddard on his. I guess he would have had Goddard and we lost him.
I would say maybe if you could use the B-Rob hype right now and buy yourself a proper tight end.
Yeah, if you could go Taysom Hill and B-Rob, and even if you get like a Freiermuth, or somebody like that, that's still an upgrade over Taysom Hill.
What about like a guy like Dalton Schultz? Is that like the lowest?
Yes, like somebody like that would be fine. You probably won't get like a Kittle or anybody like that with that kind of trade, but it's still better than Taysom Hill. Turn your sweater into being able to talk about Michigan.
Go Blue.
Have to win the big one first. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Hey guys, should I be worried about McCaffrey? I kind of preluded to that, but if anything, you should be more thrilled with McCaffrey right now because all of that,
I mean, the injury doesn't make me more thrilled.
No, but like it's a very soft injury. I don't expect him to miss any games. In worst case, he misses one game. What I'm happy about is because if you have McCaffrey, you're most likely one of the top 3 or 4 teams in your league, give or take. If that's the case, and you have McCaffrey coming back, not splitting that early down work, not splitting that, between the 20s level work with Elijah Mitchell, he can get back to full workhorse level status. And if that's the case, you're getting that level of workload from McCaffrey in that offense with the receiving work he's already getting. Like this could legitimately be like the not even close running back one down the stretch.
Yeah. Who would you target of these upcoming bye week players? Hopkins, Hollywood, Mike Williams, JT. I think Hollywood's a great guy to go after because he didn't have a big stat line, but he did have a huge target share and he proved that he can command targets with Hopkins on the field. JT, would you look to move Wilson Jr. and someone else to desperate teams who need a W? Yeah, if you can make a move like that, I think that's a great move.
Yep.
Last time they won,
I wasn't born.
Michigan.
I wasn't born.
What year? 99 or 2000?
It was so the Desmond Howard year. I believe it was 97, 98, around there. I don't know the exact year, but it was in that area.
With Brady.
They didn't win it all. They won the Rose Bowl.
Oh, why did I think they won against or won a natty with Brady?
No, I think it was right before he got there. It was with Desmond Howard because he won the Heisman.
Yeah. If it was 97, I wouldn't have been born yet either. I was born in 98, so
I'm a 2000s lad.
Yeah, you're young as shit. I have Burrow, JT, Rashad White, Jeff Wilson. Okay, so you got offered Walker and Devontae Smith for Amon-Ra. Yeah, I would rather have Walker than Amon-Ra straight up. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if this is Dynasty, I would take Walker and Devontae. So yeah, just give me that.
I mean, like Walker's Amon-Ra's a great receiver. He's definitely like a top 15 receiver, top 12, top 10 potentially receiver rest of the season. But Walker is a top 5 running back for me rest of the season. So
yeah, agreed. Give me as much as I love Jay Jettis, give me Watson Walker side like pretty convincingly because I mean Watson.
I would rather have Watson than Jetta right straight up.
If anything, that's like same tier, if you will.
Yeah.
Or like if you want
like
to argue
the early second, late first swap is the difference.
Yeah, or let's say, Watson and Pickens were like most, right? Even though, like, again, we view them in the same area. So if that's the case, and then you're getting basically Walker for Wentz in a second, like, yeah, give me that all day.
Yeah, and
pick
action.
Pick them, Matt. 5 interceptions over, or 0.5 interceptions over. I'm assuming that says JT 88 rushing over.
An interception for Matt Ryan. He's gonna have a lot of pressure in his face.
Give you one more.
I'll look at it right now.
Okay, yeah. Let me know the lines. If there's a Jelani Woods over, I would actually be hitting that.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of yards,
Jelani Woods. I don't know if he'd have an over right now.
I wonder if he does because he might have an underdog.
Pickett to throw a pick is also not a bad one either.
That's a good one.
Does 215.5 passing yards for Pickett. The lower on that is pretty free. I think the Colts are way harder to pass against than that.
What does Jelani Woods have one?
Jelani Woods. No, he does not.
He doesn't. Fair. Okay.
No. Alec Pierce 35.5 receiving yards. Higher is not terrible either. I don't mind that one.
What's Paris Campbell's at what, mid 40s? Oh yeah, he's 48. It literally says it here.
47.5. Yeah.
Now the question I have is, if you already have JT and Campbell over, would you risk it and go Pierce as well? Because I'm not expecting the Colts to have a masterclass.
No, I wouldn't do that much in that position. I actually think the one I like the most, I think, is Pickett having a interception or the under passing yards.
Yeah, that's fair. Keep grinding, guys. Appreciate that, Mason.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're trying to keep up with the best. That guy does live streams every minute of every day, it feels like.
Absolute grinder for real.
Yeah. Thoughts on Christian Watson? I know he wasn't a favorite in the offseason. The efficiency won't hold up at 40%. Yeah, I mean, he looks great.
He looks great.
Yeah, he looks great. He's proving that he can command targets. And so I wasn't a fan of Christian Watson in the offseason, but then once I did that video talking about the wide receivers to target and avoid and the players that, were outliers and then the players that had good profiles that missed, Christian Watson actually kind of detailed as one of the potential outliers because I talked about his like market share production of North Dakota State's offense being actually like on level with the other great wide receivers in the class because North Dakota State like never fucking threw the ball. So 800 receiving yards didn't look that good his final season, but when they only threw 2,300 passing yards, it actually is pretty good of that. Yep. That's a market share of like 35%.
Yeah, no, agreed. What's up, boys? What's up, Ron? Last 3 weeks. That's his team
his target shares. Yeah, he's definitely, I would say he's definitely improved his value as far as like what his dynasty value is now. I mean, he's not ascending, a ton. He's probably in like the wide receiver 3 area, maybe high end wide receiver 3, low end wide receiver 2 at the absolute most for Christian Watson in dynasty. But if you spent a 111 on him or whatever, you're probably happy with the pick that you made.
Yep. Wish me luck. Good luck, Bobby. Good luck. Ugly question. Traded Matt Ryan today, and he was in my super flex spot. Had no one left to start, so picked Snell and Ali Cox off waivers. PPR, who do you start? Need 7.3 points to win.
You got to hope for an Ali Cox touchdown, probably.
Yeah. Agreed. Swift or Evans this week? PPR. I'm just.
I don't even know who they're playing right now, so I'll take Evans. But yeah. I mean, actually, the Lions play the Jags, so I think
Swift who you guys play, no?
Usual, but the Saints? No.
No. Who is it? Is it I know that you guys played the Bengals and 49ers back to back. The 49ers play Miami.
I think it's San Fran. I think it's San Fran.
No. San Fran plays Miami this week. Let me see. You guys play against?
We play New Orleans. Yeah, we play New Orleans on Monday.
Right.
Fuck the Saints.
Right.
It's not gonna be as fun with the Saints being terrible.
Dak Prescott, Gary.
Equally fun. It will still be equally fun.
Dak Prescott, Gary. You know how it is.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Appreciate you coming in here, brother. Wait, the Penn State OT is going back to yeah, dude. Olu Fashanu is going back to school, which is pretty insane in my opinion.
Was he like the OT1 for most people?
Top 10, top 15 level pick, like in every mock draft.
That's a throw.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. I mean, maybe the NFL committee told him that the NFL is not as high as the media. I don't know. 12-man PPR. Should I upgrade anything currently? 9-2. Murray, Fields, Jacobs, Walker, White, Gibson, Robinson, Chase, Hopkins, Terry, Cooper, Kelsey. I mean, dude, you're like pretty nails at every position there, so I think you're good.
Wait, one second. Did you see this graphic on fucking first things first? What the fuck is this?
Ew, get that out of my fucking screen.
Bro, the narratives they push on these fucking sports media shows make me
sick. To be fair, like every fan base does that. Like I remember when Jameis was struggling, we did it with Jameis. It was like, well, he has more like passing yards through his first 2 seasons than Peyton Manning. It's like, yeah, well, you chose a Hall of Famer who was an outlier, being that how terrible he was his first 2 years, and then he eventually became the guy that we know him to be. But I hate when people do that shit. They're like, oh, Zach Wilson's, as good as, Josh Allen was his first year. And I'm guilty of it a little bit, but like, you can't do that shit. You can tell when you just watch the player, like if he's actually going to turn into something.
Well,
and David
it's like
absolutely is not going to turn into something.
Well, it's like I hate to make things about the Cowboys, but I have to.
You love doing
for
that.
Purpose sake. I do. I love it. But you'll hear like the casual fan, they'll be like, well, Dak has thrown 6 interceptions. It's like, yeah, but did you watch how they happened contextually?
Yeah, but we did that with Jameis for fucking 10 years.
It's
every Jameis interception, we had to have Bruce Arians explain whether it was on him or not.
Well, it's funny to me because it's like the casual fan just looks at touchdown interception ratio and thinks that's like the end all be all of quarterbacking. It's like, no, it could be the right decision. It could be the right shot to take. Maybe the defense just made a good play on the ball. Like people don't fucking rationalize.
I don't really know who you're talking to right now, to be honest.
Oh, I'm just talking to everyone because it's frustrating to listen to sometimes.
We missed Michael's
my fault. My fault.
I need 25 points to win in a full PPR. Should I start both Pittman or Campbell, or start Pickens over?
I don't mind going Pickens over Campbell.
Oh, I would be going Pickens over Campbell regardless.
Yeah. Agreed. Why Levis is getting first round hype? Yeah, it's kind of weird because I mean, Levis doesn't have a complete game at all.
Richardson is not an NFL caliber passer right now. He's just not. Like
I mean, neither is Levis right now.
The guy's got like a 50% completion percentage. Like he is not a.
Isn't Levis throwing for like 54% completions? Some stupid like that.
But it's not as blatantly obvious that Levis is not an NFL passer when you watch the two of those guys. Like Richardson is being completely coddled by like the coaching. They're like, we can't have this guy throw the ball. Like they don't trust him at all.
Levis actually has a 65.4. That's actually way higher than I thought it was.
He's not been as bad as people think. I think people are overreacting a little bit on how bad Levis has been, because I'm telling you right now, the NFL is not going to lower their stance on Levis. I've seen so many people report that Levis is still a first-round quarterback for the NFL.
Yes, sir. We're talking about what the comment section is dictating, brother. The Colts don't force turnovers, pick the yardage under for Pickett, but not sure about the interception. That's a fair point, Bronk.
Yeah, I'll give you guys my bets right now real quick that I made. Well, we mentioned Watson. Are you seeing anything with Sky Moore minus being
fourth on the team in routes? Fourth on the team in routes. I'm very concerned. I'm not going to lie.
I'm very concerned about why he's being used so little, but I'm also still willing to buy in a little bit to the prospect that I saw in college. Like, I don't want to completely give up on the guy yet, because we know the like routes are given, targets are earned thing. And when he's on the field, his targets per route run is not bad. Like, he's actually getting some targets here and there.
Question I got for you though, right now, would you rather Sky Moore in a second or Christian Watson in a third?
I would rather have Christian Watson in a third.
I think I would as well, but like,
how high in the second though?
We'll say mid-second to mid-third.
I'll take the like. This class is really deep at running back and stuff, so I'd probably take the mid-second. Also, oh my god, I can't believe we've gone this entire time without me mentioning that it's Bam Knight season. Let's fucking go, dude.
Have you seen any reports on Michael Carter's ankle? Because I was prepping the waiver wire video and I literally could not find a single update on it.
I couldn't find anything either, but dude, Zonovan Knight was one of my favorite sleepers in the class.
Oh, you were posting all about
Bam. I loved Zonovan Knight, dude. He had some of the best feet of anybody I've watched. I would say, other than Kenneth Walker, who had like a pretty like substantial lead over everybody else in the class for like elusive rating, Damian Pearson and Zonovan Knight were like right behind Kenneth Walker as like the two most elusive backs in the class. And Zonovan Knight fell because he tested terribly. He ran like 4.68 or some shit at NC State's pro day, but he was dealing with injuries towards the end of the season. So I feel like he just like wasn't healthy, because he looks fast on film. I thought he was going to run in the 4.4s, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. Also, I didn't even realize Marquise Brown had as many targets as he did this week.
Yeah.
Things first is poster child for how you can manipulate stats. Or how about Emmanuel Ocho calling fucking Justin Herbert a social media quarterback? What the fuck does that even mean?
For what it's worth, on the Sky Moore point, he has 18% targets per route run this year. Like, that's not a bad number at all.
It's not.
Like, again, I don't want to be like the vacated targets guy, but like if Juju's not there next year, like it's a role that he's vacating, like how they're going to use him. If the slot position is open next year, then Sky Moore could be really good still. So if the cost for him in Dynasty right now is, I probably should have drafted him where I was in my startup. He was on the board in like the 13th round or something. I probably should have drafted him there. If the cost for him is, a late second round pick, I'm cool paying that right now. I'm probably not going to go any higher than that, but I think it could be worse. That will look for Sky Moore.
Yep. Hey, what's up? Hope you guys doing well. I am a Donkeys fan, so you can imagine how my day is going.
Who are the Donkeys?
I'm trying to think right now.
Broncos
probably. Colts.
I feel like that's the Broncos, right?
Yeah, let's know, Cole. I'm completely zoned out right now. I got gym brain around me.
Yeah. Also, in a tight one tonight, can JT outscore Pittman, Freiermuth, and Colts D? That'd be tough. You need a long touchdown for sure out of Jonathan Taylor for that to happen, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen personally. Not going to lie. Side note, did you hear?
As he said.
Did you hear about Mike McDaniel? Like, apparently, like Tua, like kept asking himself, like, "Do I suck? Do I suck? Do I suck?" And Mike McDaniel like made like a 700 page fucking or 700 fucking play highlight reel of him making good plays. Did you hear about that?
Coach.
Fuck, man. Like,
who's the coach of the year? Right? Is Mike McDaniel the coach of the year right now?
Mike McDaniel's up there. I would have said if Dan Campbell had beaten the Bills and like somehow like scraped to like 9 wins, which would have been plausible. Like he could have been in the running as well, but I would probably
Saleh probably deserves it too.
Yeah,
the quarterback tumult that he's gone through, plus turning probably one of the worst defenses in the league into one of the best.
Yeah, I would definitely say it would be the two 49er products there. Could potentially.
Looks like a decent coaching tree.
Pickett changed to 215, still went under. Yeah, I don't mind that at all there, Corey. Hopefully you...
I don't think... How many games has Pickett even thrown 215 passing yards?
Fuck if I know.
Can't be too many. I'm gonna look it up right now. It can't be too many.
He did it against the Bengals. I know that, but like other than that, I can't even think. Like, let me see here. Pickett.
He does throw the ball quite a bit, so I mean,
yeah,
he's thrown 215 passing yards three times. Yeah, out of how many starts he got? 7.
And two of them he barely crossed it, despite throwing 42 and 44 times. Like, I don't think they get that much love against
the Eagles and threw for 191.
That line might actually be a lock, honestly, because like I don't see him throwing over 40 times.
I don't think the Colts are going to allow him to throw the ball. Like, and
yep.
So what are your thoughts on this? I'm in the position, if you're down or if you're up in a matchup and you're up by like 1 point, do you bench Deontay Johnson tonight if you're in my position?
I mean, do you have any tiebreakers for point scoring?
Like, yeah, so for example, and there's gonna be a bunch of teams. There's gonna be a bunch of teams that are 5-7 and 6-6. So I probably
if you go, I was gonna say if you go 7-7, like you need to be up there in points. So I don't think I would risk that. Plus,
I'm probably not going to. But there is the chance that he Rondell Moores me, which Rondell Moore did to some people.
God,
like he catches a -2 yard screen pass, fumbles the ball, and gets injured on the play.
Yep. Agreed. Colts or Steelers defense? I need 2 points. I would probably go with the Steelers because you got more opportunity for sacks there.
Yeah, I'm Steelers as well.
Pittman hasn't scored a touchdown since week 1, so who knows? Yeah, it could definitely happen. Maybe he has some positive regression on the right way.
I think this might just be the lock of the century for an under tonight. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I think this is like a 13-10 game.
Yeah, agreed. One more who wins tonight. Cheers, fellas. Well, I picked Steelers money line as my underdog of the week, so I'm going to stick with that.
I'm going to take Indianapolis to win. They're
don't mind that.
I'll just take
JT maybe scores the only 2 touchdowns we scored tonight. Yeah, I could see that. Like, dude, I don't see any team scoring over like 17, 14 points.
Yeah. I'll let you know what my bet is for tonight. I made a 4-leg parlay here, which is, let me see. I got Deontay Johnson under 43.5 receiving yards. George Pickens 60+ receiving yards, alternate line. Pittsburgh Steelers alternate spread of +7.5. And the Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown score, and that's a $20 bet that pays out $250.
Side note, by the way, what was I saying? Like the Colts, that win against the Raiders first game, like okay, like good for them, but realistically, like
it's killing them now.
Yeah, they got to lose out if they really want a top quarterback at this point. I mean,
isn't Chicago at the 102 right now?
Yeah, they are. Side note too. Yeah, so Chicago. I don't even have the game on yet, so we'll probably wrap it off after a couple. Scoring points for your Bush. There you
points. Go. Fuck, he's already getting receiving yards. The one game I don't bet on this guy to go over his receiving yardage line, he's literally gonna go off. I can feel it now.
Yeah, talking about it. So the Cowboys' next 3 games are against the Colts, the Texans, and the Jaguars. So like it's definitely plausible that the Cowboys are 11-3 going into Christmas Eve game against the Eagles.
Who asked this?
Oh, I brought it up because we mentioned the Colts.
Of course. I don't even know where that came from.
Hey, because I'm looking for that 1 seed, big boy.
True. All right.
Eagles play the Titans this week.
Yeah, Deontay already scoring points for me. We're gonna head out of here. Hopefully, you guys can try and enjoy this dog shit game that we have. But who do we have on Thursday? We have a good Thursday game this week.
I know the Patriots play. Who do the Patriots? Do the Patriots play the Bills? Is that what it is? I think it's Bills Patriots.
It is. Yeah, you are correct. It is Bills Patriots.
Yeah. So didn't the Patriots win the last meeting, or am I
fucking Deontay already has like 20 receiving yards? God damn it.
God. All right. But either way, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this crapshoot of a game. Get ready for next week. Let's be real. And literally, if you're a fan of either of your teams tonight, Pittsburgh or Indianapolis, you're probably cheering for a loss anyways.
Yeah. All right.
Take care.
Take it easy.